Hey everyone, I hope you're well. Lee Roberts here, Insight2Marketing. I hope you're enjoying the weather if you're here in the UK, and depending on where you watch this from or where you are in the world, I hope you are enjoying the month of July. As we bring this month to a close, I want to share a personal part of my journey with you around some of the things that held me back in my business. And I'm going to be honest with you because I know that a lot of us experience some of the things that I'm going to share. And as someone who's been building her own business for the last 7+ years, I'm very certain that many of you may be able to resonate with a few of the things I'll be talking about today. So I won't keep you long. If you're here now, you can write down a pen and paper, make a detail note of my information in case you want to book in a call with me. My name is Lee Roberts. If it's the first time you're ever watching me, then I should tell you I'm super, uber in love with branding and marketing. And I do actually love to help those of you that are in situations where perhaps you feel like marketing's a chore, you're not really sure on how to present your brand, you need to move from likes and comments to paying customers and so on. I want to give more of you clarity on this. So I've got lots of free tips on YouTube, lots of things that you can access absolutely free. But what I'm going to share today isn't necessarily tip related in relation to your business operation. It's more about you. It's more about you and the way in which you operate. And for me, one of the first things in my business that held me back was that I was not clear on what it was I was doing in my business. So clarity was the first thing in my business personally, and some of you may be able to relate to this, that held me back because I wasn't clear until I got a business coach on where I was trying to navigate my business. I didn't even have what some of you may know as a product staircase. I didn't have a service portfolio as such. I just rocked up and decided what I'd be doing as and when, targeting absolutely everybody in business. And that held me back in a way, because looking back now, if I'd had a very clear idea of who I was trying to target, the products I was going to bring out and in what order, if I was very clear on things like my product life cycle, how long it takes to attract a customer, etc., things would have been very different for me. So clarity is the first thing that I would say held me back. Not because I had it, because I didn't have it. So lack of clarity is probably something that a lot of us can resonate with. The other thing that I want to say held me back was the fact I didn't really have a proper routine. Now, I don't know about those of you that are watching, but certainly with me, with my children, being a mother of 4 and having my last 2 children whilst running my business, it was a struggle for me. In fact, many people used to say that I didn't sleep. I was like a bit of an owl because I would not have a routine. And so therefore I would get up, you'd see me doing lives, you'd see me responding to posts, you'd see me talking and sending emails and all sorts at wildest hours of the night. And this was because I didn't have a routine. So my second point, after the point of lack of clarity, is a lack of routine. Not having a routine held me back in my business because although I was doing bits and pieces at different hours of the day and evening, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you're watching from, I didn't have a strict routine. So I would say if that's you and maybe at the moment you haven't got a routine yourself, think about what you can do to ensure that perhaps getting up an hour earlier will give you more time to meditate, to pray, to do a bit of exercise, to jog, to go for a run, to listen to music. Just be still with your thoughts so that at the start of the day you're clear on what you're going to do for the day. And I think a lot of us would benefit from that because many of us get up, we roll out of bed, don't we? We brush our teeth, we bathe, or whatever it is your normal routine is. And then we kind of think, oh, what am I going to do today? So having a routine gives you a motive for the day, all right? And not having a routine in my business, certainly in the first few months of running my business, some of these points will roll into years, actually, if I'm honest, that really did hold me back. Another thing that held me back was self-belief. Now, many of you will know that I've got my planner, and many of you will know that I launched my planner in the month of May, and I was seeking all this kind of confirmation from family and people that weren't even my customers, people that didn't really even understand the journey of entrepreneurship, to ask them their opinion. And this is, again, something that I think a lot of us do, not deliberately, but because we want to know. We want to kind of validate, don't we? We want to validate our ideas. And so what I did was I put my idea out there and I approached individuals, some in the family and some not. And they actually turned me off of my own idea. Anyone ever had that happen to them? They turned me off of my own idea. So what happened was I had this big vision to create this planner, which, by the way, will be in its 4th edition. You'll be able to order your copies very soon for 2021. And because I didn't believe in my own idea, I looked for others to validate that idea for me. And those people actually started talking me out of my idea. And then I had to kind of kick myself and say, V, what are you doing? And really look at what I needed to do to get that idea started, which was why it launched later than expected. But it did sell out and continues to sell out. And I've literally just sent out on Tuesday this week my last few copies of another batch that I've done. So it goes to show that if you don't have self-belief, it can hold you back, right? It can really hold you back. Lack of belief in yourself can hold you back because, we all do it occasionally. And I've seen, and I'm sure some of you have even been invited to comment on other people's logos. What do you think of this? Or, I was speaking to someone very recently, an amazing lady, but she made it her duty to tell me that she hadn't qualified in the area in which she's going to be selling products and services. And I said, don't you ever tell me that again, because based on our conversation, and she's an amazing woman, there was no need for her to tell me that, unless of course I question it, in which case, being a transparent and ethical business, you would give the correct response. But in terms of yourself, anyone watching this might be able to relate, don't ever doubt who you are. If you've got the expertise and the skills and you've got the know-how to bring someone from point A to point B, and you've got a unique value proposition, in other words, your offer separates you from who else is out there in your industry, that's all that matters. If you can evidence it as well, then you've got a much stronger case for asking for cash. Okay, so self-belief is important. You shouldn't be looking to validate yourself by someone else. You certainly shouldn't be trying to kind of get approval of others. If you genuinely believe in your heart that what you're doing is a good thing, just go with it. Some ideas aren't going to work. Some ideas will work. Another point I want to mention is around how you stay motivated. Something that kept me motivated in my business was that I genuinely wanted to succeed. I had started with £100, wasn't getting any other form of income, so I needed to make sure that I made my business work. And when I started back in 2013, I'll be very honest with you, it wasn't a plan of mine to, have published a book. It wasn't a plan of mine to be coaching. It wasn't a plan of mine to be going out or getting paid by external companies to speak and train their employees, etc. But I did have the motivation to make money in my business. And if you're watching this now or you watch the replay and you don't currently have that motivation to make money in your business, or that motivation to recognize that actually, there are things, there are reasons, there are people, there are periods or situations in which I have to make this work, then you're basically potentially not doing enough, because having a motive for why you're in business will propel you forward. All right, good afternoon, those of you that are joining. Morning, good evening, how you doing? So having a motive for what you're doing will propel you forward. And today I'm just sharing a few tips on things that held me back. So far I've shared, if I can remember, clarity. A lack of clarity held me back. A lack of self-belief held me back. A lack of routine held me back. Anyone that wants to note take, feel free to note take for me. So clarity, routine, self-belief, and also a motive. A lack of a motive and having that positive mindset where you really genuinely believe you can do it. Having that can-do attitude makes all the difference, right? So I do want to encourage any of you that are watching, if you don't have clarity yet on what you're doing, where you're going, to navigate yourself, if you don't have self-belief, because some of us are out here, and I saw that someone commented about imposter syndrome. We do feel, don't we, like we're copying others, or that we're doing things that are similar to others. But if it's one thing you take away from today, I'm going to go through a few more points that I've got on my slide, is that nobody can do you better than you. And whether you're a personal brand or whether you're operating as a logo behind your business, okay, nobody can run your business and operate and talk in the tone that you talk in, because no one's walked your journey. So in fact, if you share your brand story more, and if you connect with people that are more on your vibe, what I call vibe, I don't really like that word tribe, it will help you to build your business quicker. You'll be able to build an online community, which in turn will help you to relate to more people, which in turn will help you to convert more sales. So I guess what I'm saying there is, have a mindset that you can do things, that you want to do things, and set yourself up for success. All right. Another point is having a very strong value proposition. Now, as I said, when I started my business, I didn't have the products, the cups, all the pens and stuff that I do. I didn't have all of that. Okay. But my value proposition was that in comparison to other gurus and experts that are in the industry, I'm a very different kettle of fish. Not only are my courses made bespoke to anyone who participates, which is why I keep my groups small so everybody feels looked after and loved, but also my experience isn't just blocking me into branding. My qualifications aren't just blocking me into marketing. In fact, over the last 24 plus years, I've had experience, hands-on experience, and managing teams that I've had to have the experience in all kinds of areas of marketing and branding, and many of my clients benefit from that. And in fact, some of them have referred to me as a one-stop shop, quite literally. I never say I can do things that I can't. I'll always refer you to the experts. But in terms of really understanding where you're coming from with the value proposition, my value proposition was missing. So people didn't really get from the beginning what my real strengths were until I started to share more of my testimonials, what clients were saying, their results, and of course, the evidence-based information, which is what most new customers are looking for when they're searching for you, right? When you're building awareness, most people want to know what you're really good at. So my value proposition, for those of you that don't know, is that I'm a very straightforward talking coach. I'm very results orientated, so I'm not just going to leave you in the wilderness to try and figure things out for yourself. I will keep coming back to you to check how you're getting on. And also, I can cover a number of areas. So I can show you how to build a sponsorship proposal. I can show you how to host an event. I can show you how to attract investment into your business. I can show you how to write a press release. I can show you how to get into national coverage, because I've done all those things for myself, but also for my clients and companies that I've worked for over the last 24 plus years. So I am very well informed about the industry of branding and marketing. And what's something else I want to mention? I didn't necessarily have a hunger for success. I literally just wanted to pay the bills. Some of you will resonate with this one the most, in fact, because I really feel like a lot of us charge incorrectly. A lot of us put ourselves out there and become yes women and yes men for situations and also opportunities that don't necessarily do us any real favors. So have a think about if you've ever had an opportunity presented to you, which when you've done it, when you've implemented it, hasn't really been an opportunity at all. May have benefited the other person a lot more than it's benefited you. It may have left you, feeling slightly resentful. Have a think. Let me know via the comments if any of you can relate to that. My hunger for success was missing because I didn't think about a proper pricing model. When I started my business, my hunger for success was missing because I wasn't confident enough, believe it or not, to say exactly who I wanted to work with. And so I was getting a lot of people that were coming through my doors that were not only trying to reduce my rates for me, but that were trying to justify why they couldn't pay the price that I was offering, right? And when you have that hunger for success and you value what you do and you value that your expertise or your culinary skills or your sewing skills or your styling skills or whatever it is you do has worth to it, you will be able to create a bigger vision and plan and a strategy for success. And I'll explain to you. When I first started my business, some of my courses were £15 because I wanted to help everyone, because I wanted to make sure that I could reach people and they could do my courses. But you know what? That didn't help me grow my business, because by the time I paid for the venue, actually, no matter how many people were in the room, I didn't make the amount of money that I wanted to make. And to be fair, I studied not just once, but twice in this industry to qualify and have the knowledge that I have. And not only that, I've come with a breadth of experience. As I said, unlike any other coach or mentor that I know of, you could ask me a question even live right now on many areas of branding or marketing and I can answer them for you. So therefore, I had to put a value. To be successful, I had to put a genuine value. And to be frank, those who can't afford to pay for my services just aren't for me. But what I did was I researched and I understood who was buying the products that I was pricing at the right price and who was not. And then what do you think I did next? I then created ideas and solutions for more of the people who I knew would pay. And this is why I say you shouldn't really get into this kind of textbook marketing exercise of creating a persona, of creating this silhouette, this imaginary person, Jack, Sally, whoever it is, because sometimes you can fall into a trap of believing that you only can serve that person. But if you look, especially if you've had sales in the past, at what your sales results have been today, and let me know with the number 1 in the comments if you have ever got a sale, because some of us are out here on Instagram making it look as though we've got genuine sales and we haven't had one. And that's not to kind of shoot anyone in the foot there. It's just to say, let's think about things logically. If you've had sales and you've had consistent sales or even just a trickle, you can kind of work out who will buy from you with ease without you needing to force it, and who doesn't buy from you, or who's most difficult or most annoying. Because let's be honest, there are some very annoying clients and business owners that you might attract by accident. Yeah, I'll just put that out there because I'm very transparent. So think about yourself in your business and areas of which you might be holding yourself back. If you haven't got that hunger for success, you're always going to charge that low price. You're always going to have that vision where you want to serve everybody. As I said to one of my clients who I manage social media for at the moment, she's bringing out a course. She's got an academy that she's recently launched. And she was telling me the price. And I said, no. I said, I'm not working with you in the capacity of a marketing or branding coach. But I'm telling you now, as a recommendation, that rate needs to go up. Because the course that she was talking about producing worked out to be £8 an hour for 3 tutors serving people online for a specific amount of weeks, and it was more than a month, and she was charging £8 an hour per student. So I think it was something like £48 she was charging for a 6-week course, right? And that's because, and I know it, I know this because I've come from a place of serving. We wanna help everyone, don't we? We wanna help, we wanna serve, but if you've got a hunger for success, you have to have the mindset, which is what I spoke about earlier. So if you've just joined, you need to go back and watch. You have got to have a mindset where you are ready for growth so that it doesn't feel awkward when you up your price. Because let's be honest, if you're doing a course for 6 weeks and you charge £48 and you've got to pay 2 other tutors other than yourself, and you're showing up every week for an hour and a half, that's not good math. Okay? Especially when you've got the credentials in the industry that you're in, you've got proven accolades, there are people that sing your praises non-stop. I said you need to review those prices. That's my recommendation. She went away, she messaged me, she said, V, I'm so glad you were honest with me. She said, I know you go over and above what you do with me, but I'm really grateful, because she said a family member also told me the same, but I needed to hear it from you. She said, I felt like that particular rate was too cheap, and as a result I've increased the rate. And I know she's going to sell out of that course because she's that amazing. And in fact, more of us need to recognize how amazing we are when we are doing our pricing and our costing, because there is nothing wrong with charging what you're worth. We need to stop holding ourselves back and stop delaying our own growth and success by charging too little. You know, I don't do any courses now for £15, not even online courses. But as you know, if you really wanted to, you could access a lot of content from me, you know, on YouTube, on LinkedIn. But there are many people that don't want to access my courses online or my training online on YouTube for free. They want to pay me. And to be honest, to pay me and me recognizing my knowledge, because some of you join all my lives, so you know very much about how much I know. Some of you even work with me, so you know how I roll. But in terms of my time, one-to-one, that's like, once you book a call with me one-to-one or we choose to meet, that is gold dust. No one else is going to get the same package as you. No one else is going to get the same ideas as you, the same plan as you, because it's bespoke to you. And when I realized that was when someone said to me, and I'm wrapping up now, was when someone said to me, V, you're charging such and such for such and such service. They said, do you know that you have someone very local to you who is charging nearly 10 times that amount, and they know way less than you? In fact, they are what this individual called me, a textbook marketeer. And I did my research. I didn't see anyone. I don't see anyone as competition, because I am me and I do my business the way I do my business. But that was a wake-up call for me, and hopefully it will resonate with someone today and be a wake-up call for you. If you're charging low and you want to grow your business, if you haven't got clarity on where you're going in terms of navigating the vision for your business, if you haven't got that self-belief in yourself to be able to do the job or be able to get results, if you haven't got a routine in the morning or in the evening, if you're an evening worker, if you haven't got a strong value proposition, yeah, and if you haven't got a way to show up consistently and confidently in your business, I'm telling you, these are some of the things that will be holding you back from your own success. And I share that from a place of love, because when I started my business, I didn't have anyone giving me these pep talks. I had to realize it a good year and a half afterwards when I got a coach. All the things that I'd missed out on, all the things I had not done. And had I done them sooner, I would be in a different position to what I'm in now. That said, I've got, a retreat which is now coming up to its 6th year internationally, sells out every year. You know, I've already got people booked on for that for March 2021. I've got my second income stream, which is my planner, right? Which I self-publish, so all monies go to me, which is why I can afford to make it the cheap price that it is of just £19. Some of you have the planner. And I also do my coaching and my consulting and other stuff. So I wouldn't have had all of that without the routine, without the clarity, without the vision for success, without having an idea, having that motive. So I hope that the tips I've shared today will help someone. And I've put a link in the bottom of my video. It's www.calendly.com/insight2marketing/15 And that will give you 15 minutes of time with me just to talk over some of the pointers that I've raised. Because I know a lot of you, when you speak to me, are fearful of being yourself, are fearful of building your brand your way because a guru or an expert or a video has told you to build it another way. And all of that stuff is what's holding you back. So take a look at the link, screenshot this video if you can. Let me know how you found this video. It was a very different style to how I'd normally deliver my tips. But do let me know via the comments how you found this particular live. If you've got any questions for me, feel free to ask. Today, I am closing down one of my groups online because I made a decision in line with my, where I'm trying to go in my brand, to place my time and energy in spaces where I personally get a buzz and there's a thrive and I can see results coming in. And that's one of the reasons why I love my paid membership groups so much, because there is such a vibe and there is such passion from the ladies that are in there in terms of supporting each other, in terms of sharing their wins. Nobody holds back. And that is what I love. And so my focus for the rest of the year is going to be a little bit different to how I started. But sometimes we need these wake-up calls. Sometimes we need these pep talks with ourselves or with our business coaches to remind us of where we should be and where we should be placing our energy. So let's hope that today's video has inspired someone. If you want to book a call with me, it's calendly.com/insight2marketing/15 And I am looking forward to welcoming some more of you onto the membership program, which is the Evolve to Grow community, which is £47 a month. You can message me if you'd like more information on that. I'm happy to consider an application from you. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon, everyone. Bye for now.